Hey guys, so I'm going to use a video for the last discussion because, as you know, my voice to text, it's been a little sketchy. So let's talk war and battles. So the significant battles in the Civil War, there were a few. Um, the book I know lists Battle of Bull Run 1, Battle of Bull Run 2, or the Battle of Manassas 1 and 2. If you ever get a chance, check that out. I've been there. My aunt and uncle used to live in that area. So I've been there like 3 or 4 times. There's a house there that a poor family got caught in the crossfire at and stuff. It's now a museum. We got the Battle of I believe, trusty textbook. So let's go to the Battle of Bull Run. All the way to the back. I should have had this planned out better. Johnny Rebs. Here we are. Secessionists. Collapse and compromise. Girding the war, North and South, 1861 to 1865. So, major battles that had gone through the whole thing started really with the Battle of Fort Sumter, as I'm looking at. As I've been nearby and everything. I've been to Charleston, and I really want to see Fort Sumter, but the tickets to the ferry to get there is super expensive. So one of these days, someday, I will get to visit this place. But it was a handful of Confederate soldiers overrun the whole Union Army that is there, I should say. Not the whole Union Army, but the Union Army that is garrisoned there. And that starts the all-out battles. The ones that we know. Real fun fact, I don't think it's ever mentioned in the book, but the Battle of St. Albans is in there too. But that's not really a battle. Anyways, we get to Fort Sumter. Boom, a handful of Confederates take it over. Hence, the war fighting really starts. We have issues with the border states and blah blah blah. Let's see, where is this? Dominion, Canada. I don't care about Canada. I'm Canadian. Don't worry, or my grandmother is at least. So, oh, maybe it's the chapter 20. Okay, Battle of Bull Run, the Battle of Manassas Junction. 1. Bull Run, Union Army, capital Richmond, 100 miles south. The Richmond fell. Succession would. Confederates win the first battle of Manassas, which wasn't good for the Union Army whatsoever because they're right there at Washington. Manassas is maybe a half-hour drive nowadays. So, being so close to the capital, that was not good. We won Battle of Manassas 2, pushing back, but because as it says, Stonewall Jackson gets his nickname there, they freaking stop us right there in our tracks. We have much more battles to ensue. We have the Battle of Vicksburg. I can't remember if that is mentioned in the book exactly, but then I know the book mentions the battle in Antietam, with General McClellan and stuff. I cannot stand General McClellan. He was indecisive, very... he was a pusillanimous. Look it up. But he won battles, which is good. He won the battles and everything that decisive ones throughout the campaigns. We had battles with Fort Henry and Fort Donelson in Tennessee. The battle in Teedham Creek, the Second Battle of Bull Run. I want to get to my best one. The Battle of Gettysburg. Fredericksburg and Gettysburg. So, I don't remember if it's ever mentioned in the Gettysburg section, but a little fun fact, it was 2 guys that started that battle by accident. Confederate soldiers were so... they were weak at this point. They had no supplies whatsoever, really. And so 2 guys decided, let's jump over the mountainside to Gettysburg in order to try to get shoes. Pot shots are fired off, blah, blah, blah. Lee's called up, war. The Battle of Gettysburg starts. Vicksburg is mentioned. Good. Battle of Vicksburg. I'm surprised I forgot about that. And then it gets to my favorite part, the decisive end to the war. Sherman's campaign. That I wanted to discuss the most. Sherman's campaign is now renowned for one of the greatest war tactics of all time. Back then, the Civil War, it was between 2 guys down the line and everything. It was the old gentlemanly line battles. Well, Sherman said, screw that. Let's do it the way he wanted to. It's basically the Scorched Earth campaign. Military still uses it's total war. It was adopted eventually by a bunch of different countries after that. It's where you leave no one. You leave nothing in your path. Total war. And I had to do a little more research about the total war. And Sherman's push to the sea. The reason why I consider this one battle is because it started in the Battle of Atlanta and then it just moved south. It just kept going. And it wasn't like they were killing everyone. No, they didn't kill everyone. Anybody who attacked them, they killed. So if there was any rebels or citizens of Georgia that were willing to fight against them, they killed them as an example. So they moved their way through and they took up cotton, they took up factories. Atlanta was very strategic because it was the supply line for the southern states. It had a factory there. So they got there and they pushed all the way to Savannah, just burning everything. And a little fun fact, I had to look this up on history.com last night, and it ended just before Christmas, where they took all of them, and Sherman on Christmas Day, after taking all the plantations as they were going down, gave Lincoln, they gave cases and cases full of cotton to the North for Christmas present. That's what I wanted to talk about the most about this week's discussion. The little fun fact added to the decisive battles. We have all these decisive battles throughout and because of Sherman, it basically, his destruction of Georgia ends the whole war, essentially. It leads to Lee signing General Lee signing his sent the peace treaty to end the war at the end. A cup of justice for the North. Anyways, but yeah, I wanted to conclude our final class this way. So I hope you guys agree. All the battles, Antietam, Vicksburg, Battle of Bull Run 1 and 2, Stonewall Jackson, Robert Lee, all these great generals, Sherman, all these. It was some of the greatest war fighting ever. And it happened right here in the United States. War history is kind of my thing. So I hope you guys found this interesting, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.